All right, so this is the video of multiplying exponents, which is also called the product rule of exponents, or the exponent product rule. What this rule is that when you are multiplying two powers that have the same base, you can add the exponents. So for example, when you have 5 squared times 5 to the third, they have the same base because they both have this 5. That's what the base is. Then this is going to be the same as 5 to the 2 plus 3. You can add the powers. Now, the reason this works is when you have 5 squared, that is 5 times 5. And if it's multiplied by 5 cubed, then you have 5 times 5 times 5. So in this area here, you have 5 squared, you have 5 cubed, and they're being multiplied. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s. So if you have 5 to the 2 plus 3, then that's going to be equal to 5 to the 5th. So you can see that this works. Another example is if we have x to the 4th times x to the 7th, that would mean that this is going to be equal to, we know the x's are the same base, so this is going to be x to the 4 plus 7, which is going to be equal to x to the 11th, okay? So just to prove it again one more time for you, x to the 4th is going to be x times x times x times x, that's 4 x's, times x to the 7th, which is going to be x times x times x times x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, times x times x. So if we count all of these x's, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can see that it's all going to be equal. Moving on to another example here, they're all squished together, but when you have something next to another thing, that means that they're being multiplied. So here we have y squared times y to the 5th times y cubed, which is going to mean that this is y to the 2 plus 5 plus 3. So this is going to be 2, 8, 9, 10, y to the 10th. Y to the 10th. And then here we have b times b to the 9th. Now what we need to remember is that if you have just a variable or just a number, it is assumed or known that it has an exponent of 1. Okay, you cannot forget that it has that exponent of 1 up there. So this is going to be equal to b to the 1 plus 9. Okay, oh my gosh, it looks like a 4. Which is going to be equal to b to the 10th. So that's going to be a big thing, is make sure that if you have something that has nothing next to it, that means it has a 1 above it. And then our last example here, we have a negative exponent. Now in the last video we learned with negative exponents that means that it goes on the other side of the fraction bar. However, in this case, you can put it under the fraction bar, but you don't have to. So what this is going to be is if we have r to the 6th times r to the negative 2, that's going to be equal to r to the 6 plus negative 2. And if we remember our rules of addition, if we have plus and negative, that means that that's going to be equal to just subtracting. So that's going to be r to the 6 minus 2, which is going to be equal to r to the 4th. And there you have it. We have the multiplying exponents, or also known as product rule of exponents. When we have r to the 4th, and if we were to write that in expanded form, that would be r times r times r times r, which is a pirate's favorite problem, of course.